So once again, we have no Six Nations this weekend. With it being the penultimate round next weekend, I thought I'd drop some of the best picks to put in your fantasy team for the upcoming round. There's some pretty decent fixtures coming up in round 4. We've got Italy versus Wales, which is or could be the wooden spoon decider. We've got England versus France, with both teams still with a chance of winning the Six Nations. And finally, we've got Scotland versus Ireland, and that is for the Triple Crown. Let me know down in the comments which team you think will come out on top, and also put your score predictions. Also, if you haven't already, download the Fanzo app, join the JG Rugby League, and put your score predictions in there. We're also, as a channel, really close to 2,000 subscribers, so if we can hit that before the end of the Six Nations, that'll be fantastic. So if you aren't subscribed, just go down, hit that button, you'll be notified exactly when I post. So the first top pick is Ange Kapuotsu. Now this one is a little bit tentative because he did actually come off injured against Ireland. However, he has been named in Italy's 33-man squad for the Wales game, which is why I've put him in. Right after the Ireland game, it didn't look likely that he'd be in action for the Wales game, but it might look a bit more likely now. We all know what he did last campaign against Wales, as well as on his debut against Scotland, scored 2 tries. So if anyone's going to put some stardust on the game, then it's going to be him. Next up is Louis Rees-Zammit. So we all know that he's been injured for quite a few months. However, he came back last weekend and scored almost 80 points in fantasy, which is obviously pretty decent, especially because Wales didn't actually play that great as a team. He obviously scored that interception try, which boosted his points, but against Italy, I am hoping he can do slightly better. And to be honest, if Wales are to get off the bottom of the table, then he might be the man to do that. Next up is Lewis Ludlum, and to be honest, he's becoming a fan favourite of mine. Reason for this, he just gets through so much work, loads of tackles, and also the second highest in terms of dominant tackles. Also carries the ball so well over 100 metres made too, and I think he's just that linchpin in the English back row. So really excited to see him in action again against what could be a really tough French back row. Obviously Aldry hasn't been that great this tournament, and Jelonch, we all know, is injured now, so he could really put a stamp on that game. And speaking of the French back row, I have picked Charles Olivon for France. Reason for this, Greg Aldry hasn't been great, was a player of the tournament maybe last year or the year before. However, Olivon just seems to get so much more minutes, and also was their captain, right? With Jelonch now injured, I think it's going to be really important for Olivon to take a lead role in that back row in terms of carrying and also turnovers. We've also got line-out steals, which is a big points difference within fantasy as well, so he's going to be key for that, especially disrupting that English set piece. Next up for Scotland is Finn Russell. I believe he is now the most expensive player in the game, with I think he's like 20 stars, but he's definitely worth it. Obviously played 3 games so far, and he's actually the highest average point scorer in the entire game, with 73 points per game, which is absolutely crazy if you think about it. Obviously really good for assists, he kicks 50-22s as well, and also can get a try or 2 here and there. Scotland have a chance to go at the Triple Crown, as well as Ireland obviously, and it would be very Finn Russell if he were to spoil Ireland's party, especially because they're on for a Grand Slam. So watch this space, I'm backing Finn Russell. And finally, I've gone with James Lowe. So James Lowe has maybe gone under the radar a little bit with regards to how many points he scored. He's just under Finn Russell with average points per game at 69.1. So a huge option in that Ireland back three. Hugo Keenan is also a great option, but I think James Lowe just offers a lot more. Obviously can kick with his left boot, so 50-22s are on, and really decent for try scoring as well. He's also the second highest meters made player in fantasy, just behind Hugo Keenan. So he's going to get the ball, keep running, and hopefully bag a few tries. So they're my top picks for each side coming into round 4. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments, and let me know any other top picks that you think would be decent in round 4. Don't forget to subscribe. On the hunt for 2,000 subscribers. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.